Kyle, come on up.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have the pleasure today to introduce our guest speaker, Kati Hoffman with the Alzheimer's Association. Quick bio about this. I'm going to read it off my phone because it's substantial. So please give me 1 second here. Kati represents the 10 counties of Illinois within the Greater Missouri chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. She manages 3 walks, one in the Belleville, Edwardsville, and Centralia areas. The Walk to End Alzheimer's is the world's largest event to raise awareness, funds, support, and care and research for this cause. When she isn't working, she can usually be found volunteering with her community or at one of her children's school or sporting events at Signal Hill School or Belleville West. It's our pleasure to welcome you up.
Is this ready to go? Okay, good deal. All right. Hey there, y'all. So disclaimer, I am on the opposite end of the interstate, and I am a competitor of Edwardsville. Although honestly, if you've been to any Edwardsville high school sports, there's not much competition. So but my kids did remind me to give a shout out to our Belleville West Maroons in the house of Edwardsville Tigers. They were like, "Oh, you're going to Edwardsville?" I'm like, guys. So anyway, I'm here today on my first screen. Thank you so much for having me. I truly enjoy being able to go and visit Rotarians. As you all know, and I am quickly learning, Rotarians love to take action. You guys are on top of it with so many things. So my hope is at the end of this presentation today, you all will feel inspired to take action against Alzheimer's and other dementias. Going to click nope. Sorry. It has the Zoom features popping up, so
Well, let me take action.
Oh, yes, yes.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Like that?
So
Just use the arrows down. here.
awesome, awesome. All right.
Action.
There you go. Action in motion right there, y'all. All right, quick question. What if you woke up one morning and you couldn't remember the Rotary trips that you had accomplished, or the committees that you had served on, or the relationships that you all had built within Rotary? Show of hands, how many of you know someone who has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia? Take a look around. So those that have been affected, that's what their mornings are like. They wake up and they're wondering, what am I going to forget today? What memories am I going to hold on to today? Worldwide numbers are staggering, as you can see on our infographic. This infographic is part of the Alzheimer's Association's Disease Facts and Figures report. We did just have a new one come out, but unfortunately, the numbers have remained the same or have grown. You can find that on alz.org if you'd like to look up our most current facts and figures. But these latest statistics on the disease prevalence, mortality, and caregiving and cost of care are substantial, and we need to be paying attention, and we need to take action. So let's talk about the types of dementia. Do you feel like you know the difference between these types of dementia? Because I didn't either. I've been affected by dementia and Alzheimer's on both sides of my family. My dad died with vascular dementia in 2020, and my mom's sister, my Aunt Sue, has been living with Alzheimer's now for about the past 5 years. And to be honest with you, I didn't really know the types of dementia before working here. And it would have been a game changer had we known what we were dealing with my dad. The unfortunate reality was in 2020, we didn't get his diagnosis until 2 weeks after he passed away. So now we're going to get into it with these definitions. So here we go. Bear with me. So dementia is an umbrella term for the loss of memory and other thinking abilities that are severe enough to interfere with your daily life. We have Alzheimer's, vascular, Lewy body, frontal temporal, and others such as Huntington's. And then we have others that are like mixed dementia, and they're dementia from one or more cause. Dementia is not a single disease. It's an overall term. Like heart disease, it covers a wide range of specific medical conditions. So to get it just kind of clear right now, dementia also includes Alzheimer's disease. So dementia in a way is a form of Alzheimer's, if that makes sense. Disorders grouped under the general term dementia are caused by abnormal brain changes. These changes trigger decline in your thinking, also known as your cognitive abilities, and they are severe enough to impair your daily life and your independent function. They also affect behavior, feelings, and relationships, which I have to tell you as a caregiver is the tough one. You might have heard from the term of senile dementia, which is what many people formerly called dementia when there was this common acceptance and belief that forgetting things and having that mental decline was just part of aging, but it's not. Science now knows that there are multiple causes of dementia and many symptoms, which may include problems with short-term memory, keeping track of your purse or wallet, not just that, because I have a problem with that on the daily, paying bills, planning and preparing meals, remembering your appointments, getting lost in a familiar neighborhood. So again, it's not one of those, it would be a multiple of those situations that if something like that is happening with you or affecting someone that you love, it's time to start thinking about maybe looking at those and thinking, are these challenges due to stress or other things happening in your life, or are these because of a cognitive decline? Dementia often starts out slow and it gradually gets worse. And if you know someone who is experiencing those difficulties, please don't ignore them. Reach out to your primary caregiver. They can do a cognitive assessment that is so not invasive. It is just a few quick questions and just some like physical stand up. Can you move this? Can you do this? It's very quick and easy and can be done with your physician. Please don't ignore it. Ask. It's better to be safe than sorry. Your memories are worth it. You can also reach out to us. We're here for you. So moving on to our next one. Here's where we are. That was a lot. There's no test at the end, so no worries. But seriously, these are some good reminders and some good resources for you all. So like I said, if you start to notice any of that decline, please feel free to reach out to our helpline. It is 24/7, 365. There are a few pins on each table. If you need more, please let me know. But our helpline number is on there. It's 1-800-272-3900. And like I said, we have folks on call 24/7, 365. You do not have to have a diagnosis. You do not need to have someone within your immediate caregiving. If you are concerned about a neighbor or a coworker, call this hotline, tell them your concerns. They have a worldwide network of resources right there at their fingertips. They can get you connected immediately. Time is precious. We also offer free education classes, so we can connect you all with a group from one of our programs, and they can come and do a free education program, which is a little bit more in depth than what I'm talking about with you all today, but also with your business or with your house of worship. These are wonderful classes, and we are also hosting some beginning next month at the library. Then also the Alzheimer's Association is partnered with AARP, and we have a wonderful community resource finder. Move on to that now. So do things here and now, not after you're gone. And if you have some money, share it. And if you have some time, do something worthwhile. Our founding president, Jerome H. Stone, was a true visionary in Alzheimer's movement. When his wife, Evelyn, was diagnosed with the disease in 1970, can you imagine how scary that would be? We don't know a lot now. I can't imagine how he felt then. The information about Alzheimer's, even in the medical community, was so incredibly limited. So with drive and determination, Stone took a disease that was cloaked in silence and helped create a global conversation. As Rotary has done with polio, Alzheimer's could be next. As Rotarians, you understand that today, volunteerism and community engagement are essential to increasing our reach and impact across the country in communities that need us most. So, how can you help fight Alzheimer's disease? Well, here's some wonderful, oh, can you kind of see that? It's a little bit cut off, but it's just more about our helpline. The aging of our population means an unprecedented and growing number of people require care and support for living with dementia. The most difficult challenge for many families is just how they go about doing that day in and day out. So we have wonderful volunteers, hopefully like yourselves, who are going to be willing to take some action and be able to help those families and help support your communities. Because as those show of hands just a few minutes ago, we all know somebody pretty much that has been affected, and we can all be of service. So whether you want to get involved by yourself, or if you want to get involved with your Rotary group, or another organization, group, or business, there are lots of things that you guys can do. And we are going to talk about those with what I manage, which is the Walk to End Alzheimer's. So the Walk to End Alzheimer's is an event that happens worldwide in the fall, and it is the world's largest fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Association and Alzheimer's and Dementia Research, Care, and Support. So more than 600 communities nationwide, and you all are so lucky because there is one right in your backyard. We will be hosting our walk this year in October, and we are moving it from SIUE, which was on the Gardens path, which is beautiful. But we did have a hard time with some of our folks that needed to make it a little bit, maybe a smaller of a walk. So we're going to host it over at the Edwardsville High School track, and we're very excited about it. And I have just requested some assistance from our Interact Club over there. So it would be really wonderful if we could get our Interact and our Rotary clubs involved. So I don't know how many of you know about this, but it has been around for a little while, so maybe those new Rotarians aren't quite sure. But did you all know that your Rotary is already involved nationally with the Alzheimer's Association and the Walk to End Alzheimer's? Everybody know about ADRAG? Okay, great. You're going to learn about it. Okay, so Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group. This is a national team, and just as you do as a Rotarian, you can use your unique talents to make meaningful impact in your community while connecting others to share your passion. There's a Rotary Action Group specifically for Alzheimer's and dementia efforts. It supports the Rotary's vision to execute meaningful projects and programs centered around Alzheimer's and dementia. So we like to call it ADRAG because Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group, that's a mouthful. It operates in accordance with the Rotary International policy, but is an agency of or controlled by Rotary International. In 2019, the Alzheimer's Association became one of 5 resource partners for ADRAG. As part of this collaboration, ADRAG decided to become a national team. Rotarians do not need to be part of ADRAG to register for the walk under the national team page, but we encourage you to learn more and to visit. So there is all of that. And this next slide will show you just how many states are participating. So I know that Tennessee has actually turned purple, but those other states that you see there, if you know someone or know of a Rotarian in one of those states, please encourage them to join the national team for ADRAG. As you can see by these numbers listed, they are really, really growing in support. In 2020, there were 180 teams and raised a little over $200,000. And just last year in 2022, they had 200 teams and raised almost $100,000 more. So we're actually, yeah, over that. So it's really impactful. It's really exciting. And I have to tell you that in my Belleville walk, we have a nice friendly competition going between two different Rotary clubs. And it was really fun and energizing to see them have some playful banter between fundraising efforts throughout the years, but then also at the walk. So I hope that you all can join us. And if you would like to do that, everybody can pull out their phones right now and scan that QR code and you can go ahead and get signed up. Like I said before, it would be wonderful to have you all create one big team and participate, since this is such an amazing Rotary group. I was telling Kyle, I have never seen a Rotary group this big, so it's very exciting to see all these smiling faces in a room. But it would be really great, but also even if just a group of you all wanted to do it, it would be really impactful as well. Okay, so what happens at the walk? Well, we have lots to do. It's a very interactive morning. We have, as you guys are a gold level national team, which means that you have an opportunity to have an exhibit space at the walk. You all just need to begin fundraising at least 3 weeks prior. And then we can have you come and join us Saturday, October 14th at the Edwardsville track. We'll have a table there for you all, and you all can hand out recruitment flyers or tell folks what your current service projects are. Just whatever you need to do to showcase the wonderful work that you guys do. And then also, like I was telling you before, we will have a walk around the track. We're trying to see if we want to expand that to a 3-mile walk as well, but typically it's just a 1-mile walk. And there are sponsorship opportunities. So this is a great way for you to support the cause and increase your club and organization's visibility in your community, but also volunteer opportunities. We have lots. We need lots and lots of helpers. It is a big event. And it is a quick morning, but it's a really fun morning. Okay, so this next slide is a brief video. It's my favorite. It gives me all the feels and reminds me why I do this day in and day out. So I hope you guys get the same feeling and understanding. And there we go. Nope, that is not. Okay, gonna need some more action up here. If I go back down to my PowerPoint, I'm just wondering if it's not gonna work because of the Zoom.
PowerPoint. Okay. Yeah.
So will it, can I,
Gonna play.
I'm not gonna,
How much time do you have?
this is like a minute.
Oh.
I think it's because
in the Google
it's on
Drive.
Zoom.
No, it's on the Google Drive someplace. So it won't play.
No, it's on YouTube.
Oh,
It just connects through YouTube.
okay.
Kate, while he's working on
Sure.
that, I know you're not a doctor, but could you briefly describe some of the differences between like, I think you said Louis, frontal lobe and.
So Lewy body, I will tell you, is one of the hardest forms of dementia to diagnose. It is very inconsistent. And a lot of dementias are directly reflected from another health event that has happened. My dad had vascular dementia. It's because he had a stroke. And most stroke patients do experience some type of dementia after in that initial recovery. If anyone has known a stroke victim, they have a lot of initial impairment, and then they have this beautiful window of about 6 weeks where everything looks like it's going back to normal, right? And then things decline at a rapid rate after that. And that is typically where vascular dementia comes into play. So like I said, with my dad, it was very quick, and then we had some issues because of COVID and lack of getting those resources for diagnosis. Diagnosis is really, really hard for a lot of people because a lot of people wait until so long. You know, we're a society that says, oh, it's not that big of a deal. I'll be fine, right? Put a Band-Aid on it. It'll be okay. And that is one of the worst things that we can do when it comes to cognitive decline. Sometimes when it just looks so bad, doctors then just say there's no treatment, so there's no point in diagnosis, which we're trying to change that at a rapid pace. But we do actually have treatments right now, and the unfortunate thing is that our Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services have denied those treatments, but we are working day in and day out. But I will tell you, we are at a major turning point right now with Alzheimer's and dementia. We have the known treatments. We have aids that help right now that already are, everything is FDA approved, but we do have those helpers, those medications that folks can take to slow the process, but not stop the process of dementia. We now have, and hopefully by this summer, we'll have 3 known treatments that are FDA approved that can stop and actually help rebalance the brain. And so now we just need CMS to approve those coverages so that everyone can get equitable care. Right now, to put it in terms, if you have private insurance, you essentially need to take out a 3rd mortgage to get some of these treatments and care. It's just ridiculous. So that's why we're really pushing and walking now to make an end to this. I don't know, it didn't go into specifics for each one, and but they're different little keynotes that are different in each form of dementia. We think it's gonna, no, okay, okay, well, I'll give you a synopsis. You gotta love technology, right? So we have, has anybody ever been to a walk? Okay, so then you can tell everybody how amazing it is. So our walks start out in the day by, we bring a lot of community vendors together. We bring a lot of community resources together. So everybody comes in, and it is typically families or caregivers who come. They'll make their own t-shirts, although you can't earn a t-shirt with us through fundraising. But they come in, and it is this time, it is this beautiful experience of community where for so many days out of the years, our caregivers, and mostly unpaid caregivers, don't feel seen. They don't feel heard or understood. Alzheimer's and dementia are such a lonely and uninclusive disease. So when these families all come together, they meet other families that are going through the same issues, or they're going to meet other families that, hey, I've seen you in the waiting room, but it felt uncomfortable to talk to you. Or, hey, I didn't know you were here. You're my neighbor. So everybody comes together. We do a good little community time. And then about an hour into our day, we have a ceremony and there is not a dry eye in the house afterwards. It is really moving and really powerful. We have different colored flowers that everyone, when they register and come in, they're all given a different color flower. So our purple is someone who has lost someone to dementia or Alzheimer's. Our orange is for a supporter of a world without Alzheimer's. Our yellow is for a caregiver of someone with dementia or Alzheimer's. And then our blue is someone who is experiencing Alzheimer's and dementia. And so we call a one special flower holder up for each part of our ceremony. And then at the very end, we have a youngster from our community who comes up holding a single white flower. You guys can see on our partnership packets, we have our little white flower holder from last year's ceremony right here. And with that, they hold their flower up as high as they possibly can, because that is to signify the first person who lives in a world without dementia, without Alzheimer's, that we have a treatment and we can remedy this. So it's wonderful. Our white flower starts our walk, and we all go and make our 1 mile walk, and we hold up our flowers and we represent those and the care and hopefully the fight that those flowers have. I did want to mention, so that is it's on YouTube. I will try to email it out to everyone. These are our packets. And so if you have any interest in walking or starting a team or sponsoring, and then I've got sign up registrations here, and you've got a QR code and then our box. So thank you so much. It was wonderful to talk to you all today. And I hope to see you all on October 14th.
On behalf of Nursery and Sosowski family, we'd like to give you the centerpiece.
A yellow flower. Let me turn this off or anything. Okay.